everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Leslie of Silver Moon Creations, and today is Masterboard Day. So we are on the last Monday of August. So Toni of Toni Witchy Arts and Crafts, what we do is we are doing a open collaboration where we are making masterboards. And in the month of November, after we make our November masterboard, we are going to mail them off to each other. And what we're going to do is in December, we are going to see what we can create from the other person's masterboards. So if you are interested in joining the collaboration and just showing your masterboards, there is a hashtag. And if you can please put your hashtag in your video so that Toni and I can go and take a look at it, we'd really appreciate it. We know that we have quite a few people that are actually following along with us, and we really do appreciate the fact that you are going with the flow just like us. So what I'm doing today is I spent about an hour and a half cutting out with my stamps, or with my whatever you call these things, whatever scrap paper I had, I actually was cutting up circles. So I have painted papers that were like Amazon papers. I had to do those in multiples because you can't just cut one of them on their own. I have music paper. I have scraps galore. I have a little bit of book page, and then over here you'll see the biggest pile, which is the it's 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 inch, or 3/4 of an inch and 1/2 inch. I did not use my 1 inch, I used those. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start. And again, I would like to say thank you to all my new subscribers and to all of my subscribers that have been here for a very long time. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. So I have one of these. So I figured, you know what? I'm just going to put that up there. And this just happened to be in my scrap bin. So I said, you know what? I don't have any type of punches or anything that are triangle. So I'm just going to do that. That'll help a little bit. And then, like I said, what I'm going to do is in a lot of the corners and stuff, I'm going to use, you know, the smaller pieces, which now I have tons of them, which is good. I even have tissue paper that I was able to cut with my black pieces. So, all right, I'm gonna just start laying down some pieces. Some of them I do have a little bit of a flat bottom to. I said, which would definitely help. I was trying not to do that, but you know how it goes. So right now what I'm doing is I am just going to cover up put glue in the middle, because if I want to put stuff underneath, I can certainly then do that, which a lot of the times I forget to do. Let's put you over here. And I'm using a 12 by 12 piece of paper, or I should say cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the black ones down first, I think. Just willy-nilly. Look, I'm seeing spots. I'll put you there. Okay. Awesome. All right, so let's see. I'm trying to do all the bigger ones first that I have here, because I had a lot of little scraps, let's put it that way. You would think with all the scraps and stuff that we have, but you find that I don't know if anybody else does, but I find that I end up keeping a lot of small pieces. I don't know what it is, but I just tend to do that. And I'm just grabbing whatever's on the top here. I have some graph paper. Okay, so this has got a flat, so that'll be good. I could put you here. That's a nice big piece here. That side better. Well, I guess I glued that one down a little bit too much. All right, let's get some music. This is a good thing too, especially if you have one-sided paper where it's not double-sided. Let's put this one down. I'll put that one towards the middle. Put you there. Put this so that the music bars are going vertically. Let's do some book page. Okay, let's do some book page up here. Well, we'll do giraffe. So we'll do this side. I guess we'll keep it there for right now. Then I have a couple of different colors here. Fit you in there. Like I said, I was not looking for color, specific colors, none of that. I basically was just looking for a way of using up these scraps. And I have to tell you, I used a lot of scraps. So if you have a lot of scraps that you want to use up, don't forget to use your punches. And I'll tell you, I was amazed at how much I was able to get rid of. Truly amazed. Can I go up there? There we go. Oh. Kind of want to get it up a little further. So the leaves are just starting to fall here in New Jersey. I was noticing it this morning when I got up. I was like, wow, there's an awful lot of leaves on the ground already. this down. That down. And then when I go back, I'll make sure that these are glued really, really well. Right now I just want to glue in the middle so that I'm able to, that was vintage book paper. Get these to lie underneath one another as best I can here. Oh, I can. Okay. Wasn't sure if I was going to get that one under there. Let's do this one. So who's going to be joining? Toni, myself, and a couple other people. I think Misty's going to be doing it. Magical Misty. We're going to be doing an October daily, which, think about it, is pretty much within a month. I don't want to cover up Giraffe. All right, let's start using some of these. I am not used to working with nails. Oh gosh. We have some regular brown. I have a lot of golds and reds and stuff like that. And I'm not going to worry like if I have open spots because I'm going to use the littler ones as well. I guess I should get something down here, huh? Okay. Let's put that like that. So I have football on in the background, which you shouldn't hear because I really have the volume down really, really low. But I have the Buffalo Bills playing the Chicago Bears. I was very happy my Jets won yesterday. We're still in preseason, but didn't make a difference. I was happy we won. Let's put that there. And the Bills already got a touchdown. Thanks to Josh Allen. I want to get that to the edge if I can. I've got a lot of metallics on here. Oh, I thought that was giraffe. It's graffito. Well, never mind. I thought it was giraffe. Let's use a darker one here. So I can cover that up, I don't care. especially because it's not giraffe. Let's see, where can I put you? We'll put you up here. Let me use some of these. I have some blue ones here. Well, that'll work. That should go up to the top. Do that like that. This one too. Put that like that. That there. Put you on the edge, and we'll cut that off at that point. Put that there. Put you here. I guess we'll go like that. Put that there. These are heavier cardstock, so these will be good on the edges. I guess I gotta cover that up a little bit. All right. I really stuck that one down good, huh? Yeah, I like that there. And don't worry if you cover some of them up. It is what it is. You're basically covering whatever's on this. This one I'm gonna rip in half, only because I kind of want to put this here. Trying to see where I could fit this in here. Don't be afraid to turn your masterboards around too. I don't want those too close together though. Like I'm thinking maybe this might be good, but we're gonna put you there. And I'm using my art glitter glue. I am not using a glue stick. I want this stuff to adhere quickly. Okay, so that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting some of these little ones down. Like I have all tons of stuff here. You name it, I've got it here. These have skull faces on them, some of them. So right now I'm just trying to cover up a lot of the places where it meets. So I literally am just pulling whatever's here, even though it's getting stuck to my fingers. Like right there. Some gray. Put that there. Get that edge. Okay, this is a nice heavy one. The ones that have the cardstock are the ones I'm trying to get underneath, like at the edges. So like that. Let's get that down. And if you hear noise in the background, that's my fan and my air conditioner. Leaves may be falling outside, but it's still warm and humid out. So we went to our 2 ghost shows. So we are done with our concerts. The first one in Connecticut was absolutely horrible. And it had nothing to do with Tobias Forge. It had to do with the venue itself. Ugh. The seats were horrible. Even though you pay a lot of money for these seats, a lot of the places there had obstructed views. And also too, the other thing was that the way that you're seated, because the seats, even for the expensive tickets, are on the floor. So you're level with the pit area. And it was like you had to literally turn your whole entire body, because we were situated on the left side of the stage this time. And literally we had to turn our body completely sideways to look at where Papa Tobias Forge was singing most of the time. And he didn't come over to our side at that often, which surprises me because he's usually really good at that. And I don't know if it was the venue. I have no idea. I don't know. But we will never go to the Bridgeport one again. We will never go there. That was such a waste. Between having to drive there, it took over 2 hours to get there. You know, and then having crappy seats, and you know, when you're supposed to have good seats, it's just frustrating. You know, you want it to be a good experience, and then when you get to a venue that is just absolutely horrible. The only really good thing that we got out of that was, and it could have been a lot better, but you know, when we were standing over by the gate where the crew and everybody goes in and out of, which I figured that was the case because I saw a guy guarding it, but you know, you don't realize. So after John had finished what he was eating, we were like just standing there because we couldn't get to our seats yet. They weren't letting us go to sit down yet. So we just were standing there and just, you know, chatting and enjoying the views and whatever. And I turn around and I'm looking towards where we came in and all the food and stuff was. And so all of a sudden this blonde woman starts walking our way. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, and I could not remember her name. For the life of me, I don't know why I couldn't remember her name. It was the keyboardist, one of the female keyboardists, and she goes by the name of Mad Gallica. And she's very talented. She writes music, she does her own stuff, but she's been touring with Tobias for quite a while, and she does a lot of like the backup stuff now, more so because one of the guitarists that used to be there, this came off, left last year. I guess he's starting to pursue his own stuff. So, and he was known as the Banana Ghoul because he liked bananas or whatever the case may be. And So they have a new guitarist that is on the black guitar. I don't know. I guess it's just hard when you're replacing somebody and you're used to somebody else, even though he's not part of the band. He's just, you know, he's just he is part of the band, because the whole ghost thing is Tobias's. It's just Tobias. Ghost Papa is Tobias. And so as she starts walking towards us, I couldn't remember her name. And so she smiled at me. I'm smiling at her because I recognize her. And I'm looking at John as she passed by, because I didn't want to say something while she was passing by. And I'm like, what's that? And I couldn't remember her name. And he's like looking, and it was like too late because she had already gone through the gate. And I was like, I was so mad. I was so upset. I was like, we could have gotten a picture with her. I mean, that's not the concert that's not the show that we were in costume for, but I mean, that would have been cool. I think she would have mentioned something if she would have seen us in costume. I'm sure she would have said something, or I'd be very surprised if she didn't. Let's just put it that way. And that was the night. It was beautiful. The weather was stunning. It was cool. It was in the low 70s. No humidity. Beautiful breeze. And like I said, it was just such a shame because of the seating. It was just horrible. That made our show, was seeing Matt. I mean, it would have been even better if we could have gotten a picture or something with her, but it is what it is. John kept saying to me, there's nothing you can do about it. It just is what it is. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm still fretting on it because it would have been so nice. To have gotten a photo with her. Alright, I need stuff over here. See, and this is why you want to turn this around, because you may not see open spots until you turn it. And then the opening band was from Sweden, just like Tobias. But they're like a Viking metal band. And they're like where they, I don't know, they got the grovelly voice and they yell. I have to tell you, I really liked them. I am not usually into that type of music, but I really liked them. So I have a short of the concert. I have two of them. They were from the Camden show, so they're from the New Jersey show, not the one in Connecticut. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't even film anything because of the way that we were seated. And let me tell you, we were in, what, second row? Yeah, second row. So, like I said, that was frustrating, but all right, do we have all of our bottom piece is done. I think so. I kind of want to put that there. Put you here. So needless to say, this is going to be very eclectic. Just trying to put these. I had to move my squeaky chair out here because the floor has gotten so bad in the bedroom that the chair was tipped because of the hump in the floor. So we don't have much choice. We have to contact them because it's getting worse and it's getting closer and closer to the door. So, but the problem is I have so much craft stuff in there, and we just bought another type of litter box. So we're hoping that our little Miss Cleo will finally go into this litter box, and she won't go into the round one with the spinny thing. So we got a mechanical litter box, but it's a square one and it has the rake. So somebody already went in. I had to put it together today because I needed the table. It was on the table. And John has been home, so when John's home, I don't film. So if you don't see any videos from me, you know that my husband's home. So that's why I'm not filming. Kind of, I'll put that here. Yeah, I like that. We gotta put stuff here. Oh, that's right, I have these. Let's put this here. So I won't go and, glue everything down until I'm satisfied with the way everything looks. I have tiny little pieces here. I think I'm done with the bigger ones. I don't think I'm going to be using any of those anytime soon now. I think we're going to put that there. A little bit of green here. We'll put you here. You're dying to come on here, I could tell. Okay. So my husband was actually able to film in Camden. So he got the whole entire Ghost concert. So he's going to edit it, and at some point I will probably, you know, talk about it on one of my videos once it's done, and then I will link it in case if anybody's interested in seeing the show that we went to. One thing that irritated me is about maybe 5 songs from the end, we were starting to get people down, because you have a barrier for the pit. Then you had we were in the 3rd row, so you had the front row, the 2nd row, the 3rd row. So we were right on the aisle, because we had seats 1 and 2. And what bothered me was all of a sudden you had people that were not sitting in our area standing in the aisle for like 5 songs, dancing and whatever. And I just kept worrying about John with trying to film, and thank God I don't think he really had any problems. But the other thing too is I had to sit down, I think, during 2-3 songs. So when everybody's standing, it's hard because you're trying to put your head in between to try and see. But it's like my legs just, they don't, I can't. I was good for the other show. I had for whatever reason, I don't know if it was from all the Aleve I took or what it was, but I did not have a bad day. So what happened was I actually had no problems with standing or really walking or anything like that. So that was an easier day for me. Yes, I got tired, but it was a much easier day. It was rough on me with the humidity and the weather. It had rained. So yeah, it was brutal. It was humid and hot. Even Tobias Forge, Papa was talking about how hot it was. And it was supposed to get cooler at night. But it was so humid, and you're by the water, because the USS New Jersey is literally right there. That's right on the waterway, right behind where the amphitheater is. So you have that, plus you have other people's like boats and yachts and stuff like that in the waterway. It's a beautiful venue. We were very thankful because we really considered not going. If the seats were as bad as the first show, because we had to travel to that too. I mean, we had to travel a good 2 hours one way to get to this show, even though it's in New Jersey, but it's in South Jersey. It's near Philadelphia, and we live up in northwest New Jersey, up near Pennsylvania. So what I'm doing now, I'm just trying to tack some of this down so I could see what we got here. It doesn't have to be perfect either. Yeah, the other band was Amon Amarth, Amonamarth, if anybody's interested. But like I said, I have shorts, and I have one of the band, and then there was a guy dressed as Santa Claus. It was hysterical. Everybody's like looking, we're like, Santa's here, Santa! And everybody's like, look. So everybody's like, look, Santa likes ghosts too. It was so funny. So John was dressed as the devil, and I kind of dressed up as, I guess you would say, his concubine or whatever, but, you know, I don't have the body for having, you know, a nice costume, so I had a headband that had roses and had ram horns. And then John's makeup took me 2 hours, almost 2 hours to do, with all the red and putting the horns on his head and stuff like that. But there was and we got a picture of it. And if my husband allows me, I'll put it either towards the end of the video, or I'll put it here, depending upon what I remember to do. There was a guy dressed as Jesus, and it was hysterical, and they were VIP too. So as they were walking up, and I'm saying to the guy, I'm like, no, you got to come over here, we got to get pictures, because John was dressed as the devil. So he had Jesus on the devil. Oh, it was so fun. You know, and that's what you want when you're paying money to go see a show, you know, and especially with like Papa's shows, like Tobias's shows and stuff. You know, people really get into it. You know, there were some amazing tattoos of Papa on some women's arms, and I'm like, oh my gosh, some of them were like absolutely beautiful and very well done, I might add. Very well done. And, you know, and then you get the people who, unfortunately, I don't think should be wearing what they're wearing, but, you know, to each his own. Because either the outfits really don't fit them, or whatever the case may be. But, you know, I just shake my head. And the sad part is some of these people are young. They're not real old. Speaking of age, so to add to the misery of the Connecticut show, there was a woman in front of us with her husband who came in well after we were there. I want to say she was either a little bit older than us, like in her late 50s or early 60s. So she had like I don't know, some kind of, we actually saw it at Spirit Halloween. It's like this, it's a crown of some sort, but it's just like metal, and it goes like this. I don't know how to explain it, but it was interesting because of the fact that she was like so excited, and you know, you could tell she was drunk. No ifs, ands, or buts. You could tell that she was drunk. And I'm like, oh great, this is going to be interesting. This is just going to add to the wonderful experience of the evening. So the other girls that were there, they were dressed as nuns, which is a big thing. And then, so at one point, I don't know what it is. I guess if you're dressed up, there's some people who give out, like, they make these, you know, the little bracelets and stuff. Well, I guess what happened was one of the girls, she went over and she gave her a bracelet. She was all over her. Oh, honey, thank you so much. Da, 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 whatever. And she's like, oh, we have to get pictures. We have to get pictures. Now, this is just before the opening act was coming on. So we were still waiting for even the opening act to come out. And so I think around that time she'd started to not feel very well. So I think you know where this is going. I don't remember if they've got their pictures together or not. I don't remember because I kept trying to whisper to John, and it's kind of hard to whisper when you're at a concert, but whatever. But yeah, John at one point said something to me, and I didn't hear him completely. And I think I heard him say, if you get grossed out, you may want to, give it a few minutes and then come back. But he's going, I think she's like spitting on the ground. And I'm like, oh, lovely. I said, I told you, she's drunk. And so, next thing you know, I'm looking at her, and all of a sudden, again, I'm going to be gross, she just spews. Now, she's in the front row. Now, this is a walkway for people, because this is between the pit and the seats. So, it's a bigger walkway between, where the fencing is and where the seats are. So, I mean, thank goodness she was off to the side, facing us, of course, And I don't know how I didn't get sick, because usually anytime I see anybody get sick, I get sick. I was fine with it. I don't know why. I think I was in amazement. And I'm just like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? I mean, you could tell she was drinking like rosé wine. Let's just put it that way. And so we'll leave that part alone. But yeah, I was like, really, lady, you spent all this money for these tickets for what? We had security there. We had to have the cleanup team there because, it's biological waste. So now you have, I said security. Now we have an EMT coming. There's an EMT. So all this is happening in front of us. Just thank goodness it wasn't during the show, because I really would have been pissed. So this was all just before the opening act came on. I was like, really? I was just in amazement. I really was. I was just absolutely amazed. Truly amazed. So the husband had gone to get them water, because I think she had to be extremely dehydrated at that point. And I know they gave her some kind of like bag or whatever, in case, I guess, if she still continued to be sick, so she wasn't on the ground. But I'm like, anything else? I'm like, this is one heck of a show. So I think it was during the opening act. She didn't even make it through it. They ended up leaving. She was so out of it. I mean, I kept saying to John, she looks like she's ready to go to sleep. I said, she looks like she's going to pass out. And sure enough, I mean, like John had said, she was probably so intoxicated, and she was very, very thin, very thin. So I don't know if, she was a full-blown alcoholic. I don't know. I don't know if she just did this for this concert, whatever, to each his own. But I don't know if the EMT kind of said for her to go to the hospital because she could have had alcohol poisoning. She was bad. I mean, she did not look well at all. And like I said, especially due to the fact that she was really thin too. She was a very thin woman. So yeah, that added to our evening. Oh my gosh. So yeah. So the Connecticut show was a no-go. And then I get a thing from Ticketmaster asking about the show. I immediately forwarded it to John. I said, here, you could tell him exactly how we felt. So he still has to do that yet. Because I even said to my cousins, because my cousins went to the show in Camden. And I even said to my cousin John, I said to him, I said, whatever you do, do not go to see a show at that Bridgeport place. He said, oh, he says, yeah, I have that friend that lives in Connecticut. I think she told me about that place too. It's like a lot of poles and stuff, so you have a lot of obstructed views. And I said, oh yeah. I said, it used to be a baseball stadium. It was like a, not a major league, but like a minor league baseball stadium. And what happened was they found it a great idea that they were going to make a venue for shows. And it's a shame because the place was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely stunning. It had like this big tent thing, and then like off to the side you had the railway trains, so you saw the trains and stuff. It was an interesting place. It really, really was. It's just a shame. It just was the way it was. It was just such a shame. Now, I had these leftover pieces. These were from Tina's Digitals. So I said, you know what? I'm going to put these on here. So we had a really good night in Camden. So John and I said to each other, if there was anybody, who we wanted to go and see, and they were playing at the Camden Waterway, we would go. Because that place was really nice. It was confusing, I will say that, because we had premier parking, and I have a handicap placard, so thank goodness I was able to get a handicap spot because I could barely walk. Yesterday I literally had to sit in a chair all day and rest because I was just so bad. It was really bad for me. And a lot of it stems from the weather because it had rained, and I have no idea. I don't know. I've lost weight. It should get better. I don't know. But the weather has a lot to do with it. It really, really does. I truly believe that the weather has a lot to do with it. Because the day we had no humidity, when we went to Connecticut, I was absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Put you here. I mean, yes, I had taken a couple of leave, but still, I took a leave for this show. That didn't seem to help. And then we waited. When we finally got back to the car, we waited about an hour because the traffic was not moving. So I said, just sit here in the air conditioning and we're not going to move. And I like this. I want to put this here. I'm going to put you up there. And so we had VIP Club. I guess I had purchased too. I was so afraid at this point that I was going to have the wrong stuff, because that's what happened. And that's how I ended up having to sell the tickets to my cousin, because I brought the wrong package. And so we had VIP Club. You know, I had gotten the Premier Parking because I knew there was no way I was not getting that, because forget that. I can't walk all over the place. But they really didn't have, the only thing I have to say that was a negative against the place in New Jersey. Let me just tell you, the staff was absolutely phenomenal in the VIP Club section. The one woman went out of her way to figure out where we needed to go, because we get stuff with the package. We didn't get a meet and greet this time around. I guess he figured, you know, most people had already gone to the show from the beginning of the year, so maybe that's why he chose not to. But this time what he did was he did signed pictures. So he did autographed pictures. I really wish he would have picked a better picture. It's a concert photo, but it's dark. It's black, and you could barely see his autograph on it. But it is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna, can't really say anything other than that. You know, we got like these 3D type of holographic posters, these big posters, whole bunch of stuff. You know, and then when you get to the VIP lounge, there was a different type of lounge that you get. I had no idea where we were going. So when I went up to the one girl, I said to her, I said, we have VIP experience tickets. I said, could you kind of tell us where we're supposed to go? And she says, oh, you go here. And she said, let me look at your tickets. And I showed her, and I had like a whole bunch of different tickets and stuff on there. And she's like, yeah, no, you're good. You're right here. Well, that was for the club. Come to find out that where we needed to go was all the way through the venue on the other side. I'm like, oh my, all I'm thinking to myself is, I'm gonna die because I have to try and walk this whole entire thing, because it was far. And John just kept telling me, just take your time, and I'm like, you know, so the woman had to kind of escort us all the way to the other end of the venue, because all the stuff, they had like a tent, and you get they have like snacks. This place actually had, we didn't get there till late, so I think they may have taken some of the stuff away. I'm not sure. But this place had chicken wings, and they had like an open cash bar where you could buy your drinks and stuff right there. The other place, they had like chips and dip, and it was so small in Connecticut. It was like this little tiny room. And this is like the room where they show all of the, they have the wax figures of the original Papas, as, you know, the whole, if you get the storyline. So there were 4 of those like open casket type things with the wax figures in them. And then you have these other big standing things that have like costumes and trinkets and a whole bunch of different stuff. They added more to it. I have to say that. They did add more to it. But I don't know, it was so small. We got a bottle of water. So it's like we didn't really get our money's worth at all for Connecticut. We didn't get to the venue in New Jersey until like 5 o'clock. So we were like an hour late. Not that we were late, but the whole one area opened up at 4 o'clock. What I'm doing is I'm looking through my Tim Holtz Halloween stuff. I'm just trying to see what I kind of want to use here. I think we're gonna put this right here. I like this red butterfly. I'm gonna put you there. So yeah, that was our past couple of days. So my body can now rest for a while. Oh God. Oh, I'll tell you. And you know, when it comes to stuff like that, I'm petrified that I'm gonna have more issues because of me not being able to walk. And what happens is my thighs, my legs, they tighten to the point where they're so tight that they hurt. And I don't know if anybody else goes through that, but the tightness is just absolutely horrible. I mean, it feels like a rubber band that is stretched as far as it'll stretch. Well, that's how my legs feel when I have to stand for so long. You know, I was trying to videotape the first performance. I got a couple of songs, but I was trying to anchor myself on John's shoulder while I was filming. I had to stop at one point because I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. It was just hurting way too bad. And I said, you know, Papa's going to come out and I'm not going to be able to stand. And like I said, I had to sit down for like three songs. Which I was not happy about, but it is what it is. I enjoyed myself nonetheless. You know, and I was able to stand as much as I was able to stand, and I enjoyed what I was able to stand for. And I think that's all that matters. Could I do that all the time? No. I'm like I said, if I would have been really bad on the first show in Connecticut, because that was on Sunday, and then this show was on Friday, so you had a matter of 5 days in between. So I was like, if I didn't have that time in between, I don't know. I really don't know what would have happened. I kind of want to put her down. These are the tiles from Tim Holtz. If you're not only aware, I love my Tim Holtz stuff. One thing I am addicted to, it is Tim Holtz stuff. I really love his stuff. That is one thing I will always buy, especially the Halloween stuff. And the Christmas stuff. I do like his Christmas stuff too. I want a 31st. Let's get this one out. Where can I put you? I'm gonna put you up top. Put you right there. Oh, I think we're looking pretty good. I think we're almost done. Just looking for a couple more little pieces here. I like this red. So we're gonna put this down. We're gonna put that right there, I think. Let's take a look. Do I need anything else? Maybe something here. I think we'll put this down. We'll put a moth down. I wasn't going to talk through this thing. I was only going to show it. But I said, you know, I have the concert to talk about. I'll actually have something to talk about this time. Does anybody go through that? You just kind of don't know what to talk about sometimes. I like these little bats, but I kind of want to hoard those. I don't know. I like this. I think I know where I'm putting this too. And I think this might be it. Oh, no. There's one other spot I see I want to put something. And I think I might be done then. I gotta get this uploaded, and I know it's gonna take forever to get this uploaded. Am I done? Need a little bit of glue here. I'll have to cut around this. I think that might be it. Really feeling like I want to put at least one bat up here somewhere. I'm going to put it up here. Put it right there. Oh, I have a bat there. Oh, that's all right. Too late now. I think that's it. So if you love having Halloween stuff, and my one suggestion is every season, if you can get the Halloween snippets, because I'll tell you, they are well worth it, believe me when I tell you. I think we might be done. I think we're just going to cut this up, and then we will have a finished piece here, and then I got to find a place to put all this stuff. So yeah, I'm going to cut around this, and then I will be right back. All right, so here we have the finished piece. So this is August's Masterboard, where I basically took circles, created our base, and then put all of our decorative pieces on top of it. And I found that a really great way of using your scraps. Like I said, now I have all of these little pieces that I am going to put into a box, and I will have them for any other types of projects. Plus, if you need to have little round pieces to tie off your projects, like for closures, you have a bunch of them. So I sat here and I just kept using my little punches and just went at it for about 2 hours and went through not all of the pile because I have a lot, but at least I was able to get through quite a bit. So don't forget about using your punches on your scraps. So that is it for this video. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed my story time about my 2 concerts. And if you like this video, please, by helping my channel, hit that like button, and that will definitely get me out to more viewers who like this type of content that I create. And also I just want to make everybody aware I still have a few fairy boxes left. So if you are interested, I do have a video showing what's in the fairy box. So hopefully I can try and link it at the end of this video. And also to September 15th is when I should be, around that time is when I should be showing you the witch Halloween craft box that I have procured a bunch of stuff for. So that will be the box for the Halloween season. And then I might do a holiday box. I am not sure. I haven't really decided on that yet. I really haven't seen much way of traffic who really wants these boxes. So if that's the case with even the Halloween box, then I will probably not do these boxes anymore. Whatever boxes I have left, I will probably put into my Etsy shop. But I just wanted to make you aware that around September 15th, you should start seeing a video from me showing the Halloween box. So again, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.